When petty just isn't enough, and nuclear's just too much, we have ProRevenge. Our story today comes from Nate Widler, titled, How I Ended a Karen's Retail HR Career. Disclaimer, this isn't the most exciting, evil genius revenge story, but I opted to post it here because it ultimately ended someone's retail career. Background. This was about 6 years ago now. At the end of high school, and for a couple of years afterwards, I worked at a higher-end grocery store chain in the Midwest. I had worked my way up to the service desk position, where we sold cigarettes, lotto tickets, high-theft risk items like baby formula, and settled coupon disputes and refunds. Quite frankly, I loved my job. All the coworkers got together great, but we had this terrifying HR manager who is the Karen of this story. She sported the classic Karen haircut, very intimidating presence, had a very forced cheeriness, and I believe she was a raging alcoholic, but that's neither here nor there. She basically was the only storm cloud at this job. Behind the service desk, we had a broom storage closet. Karen was truly a force to be reckoned with, and everyone feared being in her line of fire. She would nitpick employees on anything she could. Myself and other service desk employees had taken to using the broom closet to store personal belongings as it was safer than the break room. Things went missing sometimes. Kids are dumb. When Karen discovered we were storing our bags and lunches there, she made a point to pull us all aside and inform us that this closet was not, under any circumstances, to be used as personal lockers, as we have those in the break room, and the stuff is in the way and slows productivity, blah blah blah. Whatever, I'll just keep my valuables on me. We all agreed to not store our things in the closet anymore for fear of being written up. Fast forward about a month. I'm going through my shift close duties and get to the part where I sweep the floor behind and around the service desk. I head into the broom closet to retrieve the broom and dustpan, and what am I greeted with? A purse and a grocery bag. Upon further inspection, I recognize the purse to be Karen's faux designer purse. You have got to be kidding me. I check the grocery bag tied to it, and it has 10 packs of cigarettes in it. 10! Nobody buys 10 packs of assorted cigarettes, so obviously my snooping does not end there. I check the date codes and find all of the cigarettes are just barely expired and unable to be sold. I'm not sure if it carries over to other places, but in my state, expired cigarettes cannot be sold and must be returned to the proper vendor. Some federal law about a controlled substance or something. I don't know. I'm a teenager. I check the receipt in the bag and notice one line of general merchandise at $1 times 10. At my store, we used a general merchandise input with a custom price to charge for items with a damaged barcode and couldn't be scanned into the system. I checked the cashier ID at the top, and who else but the big K-Dog herself? So, she sold herself 10 packs of expired cigarettes at $1 per pack. Mind you, these cigarettes sell for about $8 to $10 per pack, normally. Not to mention the crime of selling expired cigarettes. That just sounds like stealing, but with extra steps. So I put everything back the way it was, and start sweeping while fuming the entire time trying to figure out what I'm going to do about this, when my saving grace descends from the heavens. The sweet little front-end manager, who is basically a mom to all the cashiers, strolls over to have a chat and ask how my shift was going. I decide it's now or never. Not fully understanding the gravity of this situation at the time, I go through the small talk for a bit before I just casually lay it on the store mom that I saw Karen's purse in the bottom of the broom closet tied to a bag of cigarettes, and I thought it was kinda weird. All the while remaining innocent and curious while I wanted to scream about Karen being a thief. To my absolute delight, this comment immediately furrowed store mom's brow, and she came around to investigate. She opened the bag of smokes, and her eyes went wide when she realized what I had realized only minutes before her. She was obviously pissed at this point, but calmly and quietly told me not to mention this to anyone else. I had a shit-eating customer service grin on at this point, and agreed. Almost an hour had passed when I see store mom, bag in hand, go upstairs to the conference room, followed by the bigwig corporate loss prevention guy, followed by a straight-up police officer. Oh my god. At this point, I'm sweating bullets for Karen. I hear Karen get summoned to the conference room over the employee walkie-talkie system. I see her trot up the stairs with a confused look on her face as she glances over at me, still wearing my fake customer service smile. About another hour goes by, and my shift is about to end, but you better believe I am not going to miss the end of this. All of a sudden, I hear absolute stomping coming down the stairs from the conference room. It's Karen. Her face is beet red, tears in eyes, an expression that is the epitome of rage, and she is looking at me, staring into my very soul. Let me tell you what, if looks could kill, I would have been splattered all over the walls of the service desk. She's coming right for me, maintaining eye contact, and at this point I'm genuinely frightened, but I keep my well-honed customer service mask on and stare right back. She comes behind the desk and stops a few feet from me, just menacingly staring at me. I can basically hear her blood trying to rip from her veins. We both stood there for mere seconds, but it felt like an absolute eternity. She turns, opens the closet, grabs her purse, and leaves the store. That's the last time I saw Karen. She must have even moved away because this town ain't exactly big enough for the two of us if you catch my drift. I pestered store mom about what happened, but she didn't want to disclose much information about the situation, but did mention that she was at least charged with retail theft and made passing comments about how she would never be able to work in retail setting again. Good enough for me. The grocery store was a happier place. You know, the funny thing that right away rings my mind about this Karen is she's like a lot of management. They want to sit there and preach to their employees, tell them what they can and can't do, but then the managers don't want to lead by example. People in a position of authority don't seem to care outside of giving lectures, writing people up, because at the end of the day, to them, it's just a power trip. In this situation, though, I have to really wonder that if Karen didn't make everybody's lives at that job so miserable and wasn't trying to give everybody the stink, would she still be employed there today? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But with that wraps up this episode of ProRevenge. Sorry it's on the shorter side. I'm kind of working a few things on my end, so I wanted to give something and not leave you guys hanging. So if you like the post, the link's down in the description below. Head on over to Reddit and show the OP some love. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell and drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my patrons. Have a great day and stay safe out there.